everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for joining me here today. It's so nice to see you guys. Today we're going to be jumping into a story in Luke chapter 5 verses 17 to 26, and this is the story of Jesus forgives and heals a paralytic man. So let's just get straight into it. So verse 17, Luke chapter 5. Now it happens on a certain day, as he was teaching, that there were Pharisees and teachers of the law sitting by, who had come out of every town of Galilee, Judah, and Jerusalem. And the power of the Lord was present to heal them. Then, behold, men brought on a bed a man who was paralyzed, whom they sought to bring in and lay before him. And when they could not find how they might bring him in because of the crowd, they went up on the housetop and let him down with his bed through the tiling into the midst before Jesus. And then the rest of the little passage talks about Jesus forgiving his sins, and the Pharisees are a little bit upset about this, and then Jesus full on heals the guy. So that's the whole story kind of in a nutshell. But what I really want to focus on here is not so much the Pharisees and not so much the forgiving of the sins, but I really want to look at the faith of these friends of this man who brought him in on the stretcher. And when they found out that they couldn't actually get him in because the place was so tightly packed and they couldn't actually get close to Jesus, they had to be really creative. And so they thought about it, how can we get close to this guy? And so they were so creative, they went up on the roof, they tore off the tiling, and they let their friend down on ropes, down on the stretcher, down into the middle of the room, right where Jesus was. So the thing that I really want to pull out of this is this one little phrase that I want you to keep in mind, and it is that obstacles are not excuses, okay? So, for example, when I first started this channel over a year ago now, and God gave me a few specific instructions of how to go about with posting and what to talk about and how often, there was one specific instruction, and it was this: obstacles are not excuses. And that's the exact way that it was worded. And so there have been many times, including today, including right now, where I have been like, completely out of ideas of what to talk about, and not really feeling like it, or I've got a really busy day and I don't know how I'm going to manage to get around to making the video and posting it and doing all the little bits and pieces that go along with doing a YouTube channel. And yet I remember that God had told me that obstacles are not excuses. And sometimes I'll even pray and I say, God, are you sure? Can I maybe just take a break this week? Are you sure you want me to keep doing it every single week? And I ask these questions and I never hear a response, because I've already been given the very clear, explicit instructions, and God's not going to change his mind just because I'm begging him because I don't feel like it or I haven't really planned out well. But no, he's told me that obstacles are not excuses, and when things come up that look impossible or they just look really difficult, I actually have to tap into a bit of creativity and look at things in a different way and go, how can I make this happen? How, with God's help, asking for God's support and guidance and wisdom and inspiration along the way, asking for him to be present in the situation. But I have to think about things creatively, because God has given me this mandate on my life that I need to share these videos with you, and I need to share a message with you guys from the Bible and from my own stories of how this all works practically. So what I'm sharing with you guys today is just like these friends of this guy who was paralyzed, who thought about their situation creatively. They saw an obstacle in their path. They couldn't get their friend to Jesus, and yet they were creative. They decided that this obstacle is not an excuse for our friend to not receive his healing. We are going to get our friend to Jesus. And just like that, each one of us have been given a mandate on our life. For most of you here, you're here because you have seen the videos that I posted about kingdom marriage. And if you are here because of kingdom marriage and you believe that God has got a kingdom marriage for you, you also know that your kingdom marriage has a kingdom assignment attached to it, okay? And if you have a kingdom assignment, whether you are married or going to be or not, if you're single forever, whatever it is, each one of us have been given a kingdom assignment. God has given each one of us special skills and abilities and an assignment for us to fulfill. He's given each one of us things that we need to do for the kingdom to go ahead, for the gospel to go out into all the world. And you know what? We are going to face big obstacles. Satan hates us. He doesn't want the kingdom to go out into the whole world. He doesn't want the gospel to be preached to every nation, tongue, tribe, and people. So he's going to do his very best, and he has been for many thousands of years so far, to bring obstacles into our path to try to stop the gospel. And when we see these obstacles, we can't just lay down and say, I'm sorry, it's too hard. There's an obstacle in my way. No, we have to say obstacles are not excuses, and we need to think about it creatively, and we need to pray, and we need to invite God into the situation to give us wisdom and guidance, and inspiration, so we can see the way forward, so he can open the doors. So that is the encouragement that I have for you guys today. It comes right out of my own lethargy and lack of inspiration for the most of this day. It's 8 p.m. right now when I am recording this, and I have not been feeling like it today. And yet, you know what? Obstacles are not excuses. So here you guys go. I will see you again next Friday. Love you guys. Bye.